Welcome all to Championship Sunday. Billy B killed our divisional round, and I slowly sank to the bottom. On the season, an incredible record overall for Billy B, and for myself, well, let's just say I'm slightly better than flipping a coin.
When have you ever seen this? We have a camera on the coin. And you heard what the guy said, it didn't flip, and it didn't flip.
Last week's question of the week asked the viewers to predict the final score of the Steelers and Chiefs game. And in all honesty, who would have thought there would only have been 2 touchdowns scored and none came from Pittsburgh's offense and the Killer Bees? No one correctly guessed the score on Twitter, but there were some close calls on the video comments. Both Wayne Lowry and Martin W. both guessed that Pitt would win 20-16, which is only 2 points off of the total correct score, and led them to be the closest to the actual answer. This may be Wayne Lowry's first time being mentioned in the video, but if I recall, Martin W. correctly guessed Week 6 or Week 7's question right, and he actually won one of my challenges last year and won some free NFL gear. So congratulations to both of them. For the top 4 teams leading into Championship Sunday, I will only feature the 4 teams that are left. At number 4, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers winning on the road was impressive, but the fact that they couldn't score against the best red zone defense in the league worries me. Playoff teams should be able to overcome the best, and they did that by the leg of Chris Boswell, not their offense. At number 3, we have the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers has been killing it in his last 8 games, and Sunday's nail-biter was no different, although he did come close to losing against a team led by rookies. At number 2, we have the Atlanta Falcons. They demolished the Seahawks after a costly penalty on special teams, which brought back a Devin Hester 75-plus yard return. And finally, at no surprise, we have the New England Patriots. Tom Brady and the Pats offense struggled against Houston's defense, which is to be expected, but they now know better than to let a team that they should have crushed to hang in there like that. By all means, for both of these matchups this week, please get your popcorn ready. The NFC Championship matchup features 2 of the 3 MVP candidates when Aaron Rodgers comes into Atlanta to take on Matt Ryan. All in all, throw their overall records out the window and throw away their past matchups. Both of these teams are very different from when they met the first time, and it will show. Aaron Rodgers is on an impressive win streak after predicting that he and his team would run the table, and Matt Ryan is just playing out of his mind with the Falcons. But who really has the edge? Let's be honest here, the media is all over Aaron Rodgers. Everyone is locking in the Packers as the best team in the NFC and just overlooking Atlanta at the moment. Their team is fantastic at running up the score, but not built to hold on to that lead and keep their foot on the pedal. Does this not remind you of the Atlanta Falcons? Why do you think their defense is so poor in the media's eye? It's because they have run up the score on their last 5 opponents, and then their defense just had to play back and bend, not break. The Packers' defense is riddled with injuries, whereas Atlanta's defense features more than 3 starting rookies this season, and they are without their top cornerback in Trufant. With Green Bay's plane being delayed in Dallas for a few hours, Coach Mike McCarthy said that it gave them more time to celebrate and enjoy the win. And after the game, Aaron Rodgers was asked about moving on to Atlanta, and he said, "Let's just enjoy this one." Do you know what Atlanta did during this time when the Packers are enjoying their win over the Cowboys and America's team? They've been in the locker room studying film on Rodgers and how Matt Ryan can expose their dwindled secondary with not just our wide receiver 1, but our 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and hell, even 6th wide receiver position. Dan Quinn always says that success starts with the preparation. You prepare for a team and then you execute. I think Atlanta executes just enough to get themselves the title of NFC champion and represents the NFC in Super Bowl 51. The Atlanta Falcons win 37-31. Green Bay may have dominated Atlanta to the tune of a 4-1 record over their last 5 matchups, but this is truly a special team, a different team than everyone is led on to believe by the media. This is a fitting last game for the Georgia Dome before they move into the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This will also be the game where Matt Ryan shuts out all of his critics and beats his top competitor for MVP. The NFL could not have scripted this any better.
All right, I like the Green Bay Packers, +4, and straight up in this one. Both these teams are hot, but there's nobody hotter right now than the Green Bay Packers, and winning in the playoffs is all about getting hot at the right time. Aaron Rodgers is the best in the biz right now. He's just playing out of his mind. And I think the defense is starting to play a little better. The Falcons' defense is also playing well, so I don't know if this is going to be as high-scoring as you think, but I still think it's going to be in the 20s. But I think Aaron Rodgers just gets it done. Ty Montgomery has been a great addition to their running game for them ever since they lost Eddie Lacy, so I think that they'll do just enough to put the pressure off of Rodgers, and I think that they will win by like 2 or 3. So take the Green Bay Packers +4 and straight up.
This leads us to this week's question of the week and our second Twitter playoff challenge for a $20 gift card to NFLshop.com. Predict the final score of Green Bay at Atlanta. Closest scores get featured in the video, but whoever guesses the exact score on Twitter wins the $20 gift card. Good luck to all, and don't forget to submit your entry on Twitter to win that prize. Another matchup where the media won't stop talking about Tom Brady and how the Steelers could easily steal this one out from under them. Both the Steelers and the Patriots played sloppy games last week, with Pittsburgh not being able to convert a touchdown and the Patriots just looking combobbled across the field against a weak Texans team. The 3 Bs, really the 4 Bs if you throw Boswell into the mix, will put on a show once again, but do you trust Mike Tomlin and Ben Roethlisberger, or Brady and Belichick? We all know that Pittsburgh's defense has been solidifying more and more as a unit, and James Harrison is just a freak of nature. He scares the bejesus out of me. Will it be enough to rattle Tom Brady and get Pittsburgh the ball in the end? Whoever wins this one will win it on the remaining possession. It comes down to which defense can force that final turnover and get their offense one last shot at finishing the season right. As I think the score of this one will be somewhere in the range of 26-24, the Steelers are definitely going to cover this one without a doubt. The real stumble is where I say the Patriots will be entering another Super Bowl in the Tom Brady era. For how much people hate Tom Brady, him and Belichick are winners. That's just plain and simple. Antonio Brown should be, and most likely will be, fined or worse for his Facebook Live video which featured Tomlin calling the Patriots assholes. Don't get me wrong, that's great locker room talk to get your guys pumped up, but it needs to stay in the locker room. Now Brown has put the Steelers out on the line and has poured more fuel into the fire of which Tom Brady will set ablaze when it comes to on Sunday night.
All right, I like the Pittsburgh Steelers +6 and straight up in this one. At the beginning of the year, I thought the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to win the Super Bowl, so I'm going to continue that. I think the way that their offense is playing, even though they did not score a touchdown against the Chiefs, they still ended up winning the game. They can win many ways. Their defense is playing awesome, so I think with James Harrison leading that defense, I think that they can shut down Tom Brady just enough, and the offense will actually score more points, and I think that the Steelers will move on to the Super Bowl. So take the Steelers +6 and straight up.
And here is our overview of Championship Sunday. In the Hatbox Pick'em League, Cameron Cressamore is still our sole leader this week, who has an overall record of 174-88. He went 2-2 last week in the divisional round, and second place is only 1 game behind him. He could definitely trip up in the end, and this is gonna get dangerous. Congratulations to him, and don't forget to set your picks by the end of this week. In the Hatbox Survivor Pool, divisional round was a success. Both Eagle Man 123, who picked the Patriots, and the Tennessee Titans, who picked the Falcons, in the divisional round stayed alive. Congratulations to them. Don't forget to answer this week's question of the week on Twitter to win a $20 NFL Shop gift card. Just follow the rules over on my Twitter profile, be sure to follow my account, retweet the divisional round question, and use the hashtag HatboxNationCS. Don't forget to set your lineups in my Pick'em and Survivor pools, and don't forget to answer this week's question of the week. I hope all of you have a great week making your predictions and enjoy the games. I'll see you dudesons in the next video. Peace.
I've seen pizzas flip more than that.
Yes.